Hey man, Michael Jordan Yo, he saved the universe in Space
All
Jam.
right, no, no.
I'm just saying.
All right, okay.
Nah, let me stop. I remember you, Leon and me, went to Whitestone to see a classic movie to be, but too young were we for Bruce Willis stories.
All right, welcome everyone to a very special week. Kaiser So
Special.
This is part one of the Inside the Mind of Boosh mini-series. 5 parts. Each part is gonna focus around one of the tenets of the Boosh lifestyle.
This is the one they get to hear. They didn't get to hear the first one, like the off mic one.
No. So yeah, so we're gonna go over games, music, comic book stuff, movies, and the last one is gonna close with life itself. So Boosh is no stranger to my questions. It's gonna be raw. It's gonna be real. I'm not gonna hold any punches. He knows that. But this episode, we're gonna start with getting into the comic book universe. I'm gonna jab off a little bit before I ask my first question. I've had some discussions with the Boosh, and as you know, if you've listened to Kaiser So Boosh, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate flowing from him. Don't like nothing. We had some conversations. I don't know if I liked what I heard. But that doesn't matter. But we're gonna go a little bit deeper into the comic book antics. You got anything to say?
Nah, man.
Before I start? Wow, you're just stone cold ready in the interrogation chair.
Man. I ain't ratting out
I'm gonna
the
start
homies.
I'm gonna start off with some light questions before we get into anything too deep.
Light work. Fucking
Light work.
what's his name? Fucking guy used to Ron Coleman. Light work, baby. Come here.
Wow, dude.
Getting the dogs.
All right. The dogs. Get the dogs in. Bring them in. Bring them in the circle. Dogs and everything. So, top 3 favorite superheroes.
Oh man.
Don't overthink it. Top 3.
I never
favorite
started
superheroes.
doing top anything till you
Just
started
stop- just
bothering me.
what
I
come in
know.
your
I
head.
know.
3 favorite.
I'm gonna throw Batman
it's
in there
not
right
top.
away. I'm gonna
It's
throw
like you-
Batman in there right away.
Okay, Batman. Good. I'm glad he's in there.
Can LeBron James and Michael Jordan be in
No,
there?
no. These are Marvel or DC. These are comic book characters.
I got you.
And that's basketball. Shame on you.
Hey man, Michael Jordan Yo, he saved the universe in Space
All
Jam.
right. No.
I'm just saying.
All right. Okay.
God damn it, this dog. All right, so here, look. I told someone this because this is actual real shit from my childhood. My 2 favorite, I don't know if they're heroes, but my 2 favorite people growing up was Magneto and Carnage.
Well, my next question was
Can
gonna
they
be
count?
villain. So
Can
that's
they-
2
no?
out of 3. No.
To some
I need
people,
3,
Magneto's a hero. And then depending on which story, Magneto is actually a hero.
Stop messing with me. Answer the questions.
God damn it. All right.
3 heroes. Batman's down.
Damn. If I can't use Magneto and Carnage, this is hard.
Oh my god. They're not heroes. Tradition. No.
I know, and damn, like I'm trying to pick some real shit because in the new world, I think
Wow.
because of the
Pick something
TV
you
show,
like. See,
And the-
look,
in
he's
the-
deflecting.
yeah,
This
because
is some politician shit.
in the new world, I feel like Flash has won me over, but that's not who I was growing up with. I wasn't growing up with no
Well,
Flash.
according to the quarterly results, I mean, technically the economy's doing. But I can't confirm nor deny that.
I think
I
growing
need 2
up,
more heroes.
I know, but
I
for
need
whatever
2 more
reason, I
heroes.
want to limit it to like where I was growing up. Cause I think like right
care.
now, I could probably
Right.
throw Flash in there, like right now.
Flash, Batman and Flash.
But I
okay.
feel like right now, but that's like now. I didn't grow up thinking that guy was awesome.
Top of your head, what comes to your mind when I say 3 heroes?
I guess Flash. Flash, he can be in there.
Batman, Flash. Who else?
I can't believe I'm saying Flash. I'm embarrassed.
I know. That's a hot pick.
But
I
that
couldn't see
guy's big.
I
That
wouldn't see
guy's like
that.
the biggest cheater, dude. Pretty much, he breaks all of physics all the time because if you just go fast enough, nothing really seems to matter.
Okay.
Like, um, damn, no bad guys. This is tough. Like,
Man, wow.
oh man,
Now we know. All right.
I feel like growing up, I probably would have totally thrown Spider-Man in there, and a part of me
All
growing
right.
up again wants
That's
to say
it.
Wolverine, too.
All right. Spider-Man and Wolverine honorable mention somewhere. Somewhere. All right.
That list is whack, but Batman, though. Let's be honest, in my opinion.
All right. Yo, Batman, Spider-Man. Okay. Gotham City, repping New York. I like it. Spider-Man, as I've
Damn, are
probably
all those
mentioned, is
people
one
New
of my
Yorkers?
No, I don't. Is the Flash? I'm not super.
He has
DC.
his own. So I would say Gotham is New York. Flash is
Gotham's
just.
New York.
You can almost argue though. Technically, all of their cities are always just New York with a different name, Metropolis.
Yeah,
I don't
can see.
even.
I don't get a New York feel from Metropolis. So, honestly, I feel like it's another.
Is it Jersey?
But anyway,
Is it Jersey?
I don't know. It's something else though. It's not New York.
It's L.A.
Anyway, all right. Top 3 villains. You already got Carnage and Magneto down. So one more. Don't make this painful.
Death's Head. Nah, it's not him. It's not him.
Wow.
Like it's not Death's Head.
That was left field.
Yeah, I know, right? I used to love the way he looked, though. He was awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Damn, yo, he's been battered, man. But OG Apocalypse was pretty tight,
Apocalypse.
man. But now the image I have of him, because of that movie, it's like
Behold. Yeah. No,
it's
not
tainted.
it's not the.
Have you
after
seen
school
that movie?
cartoon Apocalypse.
Have you seen?
Yeah, so
Oh my god.
This isn't. We're not.
Oh my
we're
god.
not-
Apocalypse rolling
isn't-
over his grave.
Let me finish warming up. Jeez.
All right.
Jeez, getting into the X-Men movies. Can't do that. Can't do that. You. All right. Well, I was gonna say you consider yourself a Marvel or DC guy, but I don't want to limit it to that because there was Dark
Right
Horse
now,
and
I
Image.
think
There were
growing
other
up-
comics that we
Oh
like,
yeah,
but
we played with both of them. But look, I can tell you this real
as
quick.
universes,
Growing
where does
up,
your
it was Marvel easy. I
Okay.
think right now, like DC has probably won me over, but this is like the comic
Really?
side. In the comic side.
Okay.
But then I
Okay.
think if you go to the media, then Marvel wins easy again. You know what I mean?
What do you? Which one do you? What do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy Marvel more, like just stories and characters, or DC more, just in general?
I think growing up, like it was probably easily the Marvel characters and then Batman. You know, like that's about it. And then everybody else
now
was
you
like,
DC.
yeah, they just like because like I don't know, like I feel like once you learn some of those stories, like they probably seem to have a lot more cooler things going on, and they probably didn't have the right sex appeal to sell it to children when we were in the 90s era,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Huh. That makes sense. Do you feel it's like for a more mature audience, sort of?
I feel like that's the stereotype
Okay.
because
I kind of
that is definitely the stereotype, it
that.
seems, yeah.
I could see that though. Like I know I'm a Marvel. I've always been Marvel too, like you said. But okay. So currently leaning towards the DC.
Just like in the comic part. If we're going to throw in movies and TV.
We
then
already
it's,
know about them.
Yeah.
We
It's
already know. That's a separate issue. That's we may touch on that. What other warm up? Are you following any? What are you following right now?
Oh, actual
And what are you
comics?
looking- and if you are, yeah, I don't.
No.
Yeah, are
But
you-
the last
no.
comic I read was Batman doing the New 52, but who cares? Because we just killed that universe and we went back to the rebirth. But yeah,
What
I
do
think
you-
his name was Scott Snyder, the guy who wrote it. And I read The Court of the Owls. And it was alright, but I think I heard a lot of hype about it being like fantastic and Batman was killing it. And I think at that point, Batman was the #1 comic in the nation. And I don't know if that. I read Court of Owls and then I read Death in the Family, which is Joker's first New 52 story, which is where he has the ripped up face where he tapes it
Yep.
back on.
Yeah, his jaws all like look so crazy.
That story was He kidnapped everybody in the Batman universe that isn't Batman. So from Alfred to Robin to all the Robins, even though they don't call themselves Robin, but all the Robins, from his son Damian to the Red Hood and Nightwing and R3, I think his name is, whatever that guy is called. Yeah, Batgirl got killed. He pretty much kidnapped them all, and he's trying to make this whole point to Batman. You know, the usual point, like, I make you live, you make me live, some blah, blah bullshit. You know, because I think he was like, Batman got soft. I need that real Batman. You know, I need the real motherfucker.
Okay.
And these people are making you care, and this is not good. You know?
Very well. So, all right. All right. These are the last two warm-up ones.
Yeah.
Before I call you out on some debate things that we had. Of the, not necessarily of the heroes that you mentioned, as, you know, whatever, top three or whatever you want to call it. What draws you to a hero? Like, what do you like in your heroes? Just them as a concept, and then what do you like to see from them in, like, you know, comic books, or probably more so the movies now, because you don't really read comics, but you could throw comics in for what you used to.
I think, man, as a kid, it's probably just anything. You just probably wanted to see cool shit.
True.
Damn, now, and now, like you said, it's probably more movies and shows, and I'm like, this is probably where you want to attack me at, but, like, you know, it needs the story to be, like, proper, like, it's less about the character.
I'm not asking you about what makes...
Because so now I can ride. Yeah, right now I could probably ride with anybody if they doing, like, a very good narrative.
They just do a good story.
Yeah. Like, you know, I'd be watching Arrow too if I felt like that had, you know, something good going on there for me, you know. But I don't care if he has an arrow.
But there's heroes that you're not particularly interested in. So what draws you to the ones that you are interested in? Just because you've just been socialized to them, or, you know, like,
probably. I mean, yeah, because everything we're following, of course, you know, Batman's legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man was never a legacy until he became a movie star, but I mean, like,
I think he was. I mean, Iron Man.
We all knew him, but I definitely wasn't repping him. Iron Man. Like,
no, Iron Man was known though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Ghost Rider, I used to think he was cool. He had a fucking bike and was on fire and shit. That looks ridiculous, you know, like,
cool factor.
Cool
factor, flaming head guy. All right.
Cool factor. Now we don't have cool factor because everything's movies now. So the whole point is to never have them do anything.
So you just want a good story. You just want a good story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask the next one anyway. I mean, that kind of answers. I'm guessing is going to be the same answer, but same question, but for villains.
I guess the way to make the interesting villain is to probably have that something like Magneto, where they're kind of the good guy, if you maybe see it through their light, versus someone who just likes to kill people. Like, maybe like Punisher villains, you probably can't see any Punisher villain in a good light, you know, because they're probably real gangsters and just doing bad shit. Versus Magneto is like the whole, like, little parallel to, you know, whether it's racism or the Jew thing, because he is a Jewish person, you know? So he's like, my people went through this before. My people won't go through this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
obviously, X-Men is, you know.
The whole thing is,
you know.
But I mean, like, I guess if you can create villains like that, that's probably the best way to make them, like, interesting. Because then you're always conflicted. Like, do I really root? Like, maybe he's just going about it the wrong way. You know, like, you know? Yeah.
So you're not into the just generic, I want to turn the planet into a wasteland and be a god.
I mean, some of those guys are cool. Like, I mean, I that might be Apocalypse's goal. I still quite don't know what his goal ever is.
I'm assuming it's along that lines.
I don't even know if Carnage had a goal that complicated. He probably just wanted to create little Carnage.
I think he just wanted to run rampage in New York City and just he was a psychopath anyway. He was crazy.
He was crazy before the symbiote.
What's his Cassis?
Clay Cassidy, that's Muhammad.
Clay Cassidy or something.
Yeah, Cassidy, Clay, something like that.
Yeah, he was a nut anyway. So,
but yeah, if you can get that kind of parallel story, Sinister probably doesn't have something as interesting, but I think he was a scientist before.
Like he's like, you know what a Nazi,
I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like, but I'm just saying, like, the bad guyness kind of, like, it kind of fueled further who he was in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
Even if he's bad always, but it's more like he's. Well, you know what? Some of these, especially like Flash, the Flash TV show is real bad at this. my life is good. I got powers. Why don't I go steal some shit, kill some shit? You know, like that is a bad guy. Like magically, I got powers. I can't control it. I must do bad shit. Versus like the power at least making them be more of who they are in the first place. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's probably sounds along the lines of just like a good story.
Yeah, yeah.
Just not just arbitrary silliness. No. That's okay sometimes. They are comic books.
Yeah, for sure.
But obviously, and probably not for us right now.
Yeah, where we at right now? Oh my gosh, dude. What are you doing?
All right. So before we were having, we were talking about Marvel shows, and somehow I don't remember. We came to.
You were saving something from Daredevil, though.
No,
or you don't want to go there yet?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'll try to remember what that was too. But you were saying something about the Dark Knight and that you didn't like. Okay, you were talking about the new Batman, the Harley Quinn cartoon that came out, and you said it was cool because there was all screen time of the heroes, and you didn't see any of the alter egos. And then you brought up Dark Knight, and you kind of brought
Dark Knight, or was it Dark Knight Rises? Because Dark Knight Rises is definitely guilty of having like I think 3 Batman straight scenes. You know, maybe 4 if you're being nice.
This isn't about screen time. It was more that you didn't like the kind of portrayal of Batman in the scene with Alfred. And that's okay.
This is all Dark Knight Rises. This is 3. It's Batman 3.
That's 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because 2 is... Yeah,
Joker,
right.
that happens. One, I'm like, I don't really have complaints about that. That's the perfect one, you know? Quote, unquote. So the Bane
What, the Dark Knight Rises?
No, the Joker one is the perfect one.
Okay,
so
yeah.
The Bane movie is the one.
So you didn't like... So tell me about you not liking Bruce Wayne. Or you said that.
So you're gonna make me set it all up.
You said that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and I said no, he's not.
Yeah, I'm saying Bruce Wayne is the costume. Bruce Wayne is the alias. Batman is the man.
You think Batman's the real man?
At this point, maybe not in that movie because it's directed by Nolan.
No. I'm not talking about the movie. And to be fair, I haven't read a whole shit ton of Batman comic books either. I'm just going off of what I know.
It's just all his actions are always geared towards Batman stuff first and foremost. Versus, like,
I get on the surface that Bruce Wayne is the mask for Batman because that is his real life, is being Batman. That's his primary focus. So I get that. But they're not the same though. There is a Bruce Wayne. A real Bruce Wayne, and there's a Batman.
He died at 5 years old, like with them parents.
He's not dead. He can't be.
He died with them.
He's
parents,
not dead.
Man.
You think he's dead? You think
the soul of a child died that day?
And what keeps Batman fighting then?
So that no one will ever feel that pain again.
So what is he? So
it was probably instigated by revenge, you know, or the flame was lit by revenge, I'm sure, but. After that, it's just so no one will ever feel that pain again.
You don't think that that's unrealistic?
It is.
It's that it's insane.
The idea of him is unrealistic because he's a guy fighting amongst gods. You know what I mean? That's why that was my criticism of the Nolan movies in the first place. Is that you don't get the god.
The idea of Batman isn't absurd.
No, but I mean like in the comic book world because he's a man fighting amongst gods.
Oh, as far as
the Nolan verse took away the God part, so to me he doesn't feel as special as he could be. You know what I mean?
From like a comic book action.
Yeah, because he's just fighting other men in a fucking ninja costume. You know, like.
Yeah. That's a little bit removed. No, but you said you didn't like that he had an argument with Alfred.
Well, because like. Typically, unless you're telling one of those one-off stories where it's the final Batman story, or you know, like stories that aren't like gonna be in the canon, you know, like there's no reason for him. Like that's just not him. He would never go against Alfred. That's the homie that is his parents pretty much. You know what I mean? That's both for life. You know.
You
like,
don't think that that's unrealistic?
Maybe, but like all of it is unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but there's a
Batman-
part of it that you
Batman-
like because there's a
But-
part of it that you like because you can relate to it because
But the
because
part
there
that
are
everybody
people that
relates
lost-
to him is that he's a man, you know. Like, but other than that, he's kind of like maybe not in relationships.
all right, so what do you relate? What do you relate to Batman? Like, where do you fit into?
I
like
probably
that?
and I don't know. Maybe now it might be different. I haven't thought about it lately, but in the beginning, it's like always he's the man amongst gods, you know. So he is Michael Jordan. Like, if
You
you
care
can,
about the other aspect. Okay.
well, it's like you know, like as long as you work hard and maybe have too much money, you can like overcome shit. You know what I mean? No matter how stupidly impossible it
So
might
you
be.
just like the cold stone Batman against gods. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Which is essentially how Bruce Wayne, you know, he, like you said, he's just a mess. But that's the Batman.
Like,
you like?
and then you know, and this
I was just saying,
where you get the little
I
like
don't think Batman's not a Terminator.
he's not, but look, but that's why he suffers in the rest of his life
Like, he's
because
still
he
a
is
person.
human. So
The fact
never
that he
gets
does
the
wear
girl.
a mask,
you know, he never
and
really
and
gets
pushes people away.
Yeah, exactly. So
That
he-
doesn't make him fearless.
that's why the
right?
Lego
You know, that's
movie-
always a thing.
the
I've
Lego
heard, you know,
movie
Batman
illustrated
isn't
that
fearless.
perfectly.
Has no fear. Like that's a fear in and of itself.
Say that again.
He can't even have people close. So
Oh yeah.
I just thought that
But
argument
he
scene
does it
was
by-
almost like a little flash of something that does actually exist with Batman. At least my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to see it. But this isn't about me. So you don't want to see none of that. Huh? All right.
All right, that last part, real quick, I just want to save people hearing. That last part probably made no sense because we were stepping over each other, but I guess we couldn't hear each other for some weird recording error.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah. Boosh difficulties.
So anyway.
but no, I think I don't even
Basically,
say what you gotta say.
the gist was you like an inhuman Terminator Batman, and
But just in the Batman part, the human part is where because he fails at the actual human part because of that, because we can't be that. So he fails at relationships, both in the girlfriend wife part, and he fails at the family part with the whole Bat family, which pushes away all the Robins inevitably, and the Batgirls and women and all that stuff. You know, the only one who sticks around is Alfred. That's why I'm saying, like, through all the people who leave, Alfred never leaves. You know.
but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't maybe have a disagreement over something. You got to think in the movie that happens because in that universe the girl gets killed, right? So here is the same trauma again. This whole crusade is because I don't know. The difference between the Punisher and Batman is like the Punisher had the capability to at least save his family and couldn't, regardless of whether he was there or not. Like Batman was helpless in that situation. There was nothing he could really do because he was a little kid.
Yeah.
So that's a flaw that I don't know. I think that is the human side. Him failing at all of those things, and for her to die in the movie and that trauma happen again, you don't think that he might get into an argument?
Well, in the movie, first off, the momentum's ruined right now. like I don't even know where I was, but the movie's problem is that from what we get to see, I mean, he's only been Batman, you know, with Ra's al Ghul era, Joker era, and then they already start tackling like the Dark Knight storyline. Like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm done, retired, you know, like blah blah blah. So he already is like coming off in a bad light because he hasn't accomplished what he accomplished in the comic books. You know, he doesn't have that legacy. He just has that. I did the Joker, and then he immediately quits being Batman because they want to do the.
It's
they
a
want
three-part
Harvey
movie
Dent.
series, though. This isn't hundreds of pressed comics where you can go and.
I know,
like
but
that.
you don't get the same impact when he just started being Batman. It's like, all right, I'm done, because my girl died, and then I want the Harvey Dent to be like the good guy, you know. So it doesn't have like that same impact there, you know, like.
You don't think that's something Batman would consider, or is
To
he
quit?
He's that.
When he's young, no.
He's not.
Like, he quit.
Oh well, look. Let's assume this is an accelerated viewing.
But it's not.
because it is.
It's not. That's why I say
So,
Tengen
all
Toppa
right.
and Gurren Lagann is amazing anime because it does what Dragon Ball Z did in 300 episodes, but in 26.
Are you a comic book Nazi? Are you?
What does that even mean? What is that?
Like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld? Like
Oh,
you just
okay, that
strip,
Nazi.
Like are the standards so are they just unrealistic?
For me, they're all stupidly high. I take that crap way too serious. That's why I think everything sucks.
See, so for you to, I feel like you don't. I think that the fact that he had an argument with Alfred's kind of cool to see.
That's fine. The
kinda
fact
like
that he
character.
told him to fuck off and that he fucked off, that's not fine.
He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. He called him in. Yo, Batman's. All right, look. All right, folks. I'm gonna move on. Batman's a Terminator to boosh. No emotion. He feels nothing. All right.
That would have gone better had that fucking sound not fucked up.
No.
That fucked up the flow of everything there.
Yeah. Well, Batman's a Terminator in your eyes. Obviously, you may be working for Hydra at this point. I'm not sure.
Captain
But-
America style.
All right. All right. Let's settle down. We'll start talking about Cap.
Hey man, I'm just telling you what's going on.
Just telling the truth. Just telling
Yeah,
what's going on.
literally, like Captain America's on Hydra. Right, Batman. That same Batman series said that, man. You're the hero so long to see yourself become the villain or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I know. So to the same note, we were talking about Daredevil because I'm always very late watching the stuff, and it's similar. I kind of liked in there, and I want to know what you think about it. And I'm not super familiar with the characters, but there's a lot of compromise. And Punisher does the deal, and that makes sense. You know, he doesn't give a fuck. He wants to go save his family. You know,
There's a lot of compromise in what?
in the story that you don't think maybe was uncharacteristic, or
What
did
do you
you
mean?
like how it plays out? Like Daredevil, like you said at the end, he starts to be like, well, you know, I'm not even going to stop them from trying to kill people, whether it's Elektra or Punisher. Just
Well, at that
just
point, he
gotta
lost
get
his
this.
girl, though. It makes sense.
So it's almost like the same. It's almost like a parallel. That show actually is a lot like Batman too.
Plus, he's like, yeah, it is. He first, especially because one, they're using the Frank Miller version, and the Frank Miller Batman is the one that people kind of perceive anyway. So Frank Miller Daredevil would of course be close to Batman. You know?
Yeah.
Plus, he wears a damn costume, unlike the other Netflix guys. But and like he has the religious thing to kind of bring him down. So every time he does something bad, he just feels guilty for it later. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's like the man can only take so much, you know. So,
Did you like that stuff?
what stuff?
Just that, you know, he was just like, hey, like, the world's a dark place sometimes. Sometimes these people next to me got to kill people. Sometimes Punisher's doing gritty deals to get what he
But I mean,
needs.
like, well, see,
it was unsavory. It was
my
unsavory
complaint
to
there
see
would
that,
be
but-
more like, man, like, too bad they didn't really get to really team up. You know, like it's like a waste because they had Punisher in his own world that all he got to do was snipe for him, and like to me, you could have just made up so much an awesome moment there. You know, like similar to how Civil War had an awesome moment. Like, there's an opportunity lost there. You know.
It kind of makes sense that they don't, though. Like, as far as the
Of
way
course,
they
it's
play the
Daredevil's
story.
show, but it's like a lot of times, like, I'm always like, look, for movies, most part, you got 2 hours with these people. You need to do some real shit. That's why I'm like, don't show me their human form. You can save that for the elongated things, like this damn TV shows or the damn more of the comic books because they have even more time, you know. But like, you go to the movies to see a 2 hour thing. It's like, dude, nah, man, give me Daredevil. Same thing. Like here, like, look, Punisher ain't gonna be here all the time, and the Netflix shows. You can argue the DC shows are starting to cross over more than any of these Netflix shows, you know. So it's just like, Punisher's here. Let's use him while we got him, because who knows when he's coming back, you know. Like, so do what you can with them while we have them, you know.
Okay, that makes sense too. You know, you don't have a lot of time, and for the most part, you're there for the superhero, not really the
Yeah.
alter ego.
Yeah.
But with that being said, who's your favorite alter ego?
You mean who's what? Like, who's the favorite? Like Bruce Wayne? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like who's your favorite Peter Parker?
Oh my
Who's your
gosh, that's like
favorite?
something none of us probably ever think of.
Ooh, well, what the? I don't care.
I know.
Who is it?
I just find that I just like because I mean I think when I say none of us,
Who's
I
your
mean
favorite
as
alter ego?
humans. Yeah, like no one ever goes to school like, yo, who's your favorite? Like when you meet someone or
Who's your
anything,
favorite
you know?
human?
Yeah. So like, I think the world has decided like Robert Downey Jr. like because why wouldn't you want to be rich and do whatever you want? And the world knows you're Iron Man, so he doesn't even have to hide it, you know?
Current portrayal of Tony Stark. Tony
Yeah.
Stark is your favorite alter
No,
ego
it's not.
right
But
now,
I
bro?
think
Okay,
that's for a lot of the world.
I
I
agree.
think. Damn, I
So
don't.
who's your
There has to
overall
be
favorite?
something better because a part of me wants to just keep going Batman, like just keep.
I knew you were gonna say Bruce Wayne. Yeah, no, I know. That's
But I'm
probably
like,
we
nah,
should
there's got
just
to
stick
be
with it.
someone cooler, right? Because I don't. You don't really think about this shit.
I'm not a fan of Superman, so I just don't like. I'm not gonna say Clark
Oh
Kent.
fuck no! That
Peter
dude chooses to
Parker.
work on purpose. That's an,
Punisher
that's
has
an
no
insult.
alter ego.
Oh, he killed it, dude. Yeah. James Bond. Does James Bond count? Does
No.
nah. Oh man. I mean, like, do any of the X-Men even have alter egos? Right? They're kind of always themselves, right? Unless you like prescribe like literally
There's
their
Wolverine and Logan
personality.
though. Like yeah. I guess when they're not in uniform, right? They're
Yeah, but they're
they're
not. But
Logan
no
and
one.
Scott
But they're not
to
different
them.
people. You know, they might be. Now you have to live with the person, but they're not like to the world. Like Cyclops is Cyclops, where no matter what, he gets a job
That's
at
true.
McDonald's. He's Cyclops. Everybody knows. Like,
Yeah,
don't make
they
Red
kind
Eyes
of don't.
angry. You know,
They kind of don't really have alter egos.
yeah. I mean, I guess like the easy answer is just choose someone rich, right? Because then life is at least good, and all you have to do is worry about your superhero shit. Because you can almost argue, apart from Peter Parker being smart, we're all Peter Parker, right? It's
Yeah.
we have our little life struggles. We're trying to juggle the girl with the whatever we're trying to do, you know, and maybe sometimes they step on each other's toes, both sides, you know. But yeah, I mean, if you gotta pick one, right? Why not just pick fucking who's over here picking Banner? You know, like he's a bitch, right? Super smart and stuff, but I mean,
He's just got
you
anger-
can
he's just
almost
got
no,
anger
but you could
problems.
almost argue, yeah, one he has anger problem, but then you can almost argue like maybe he sucks at his job, you know, because he created this thing. Like, look what it did to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not that smart. Maybe
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Man's a piece of shit too, right? Isn't he responsible for more than half of the bad guys in the cinematic universe?
And he's a weapons dealer. And
Yeah,
This is,
exactly.
this is what I'm saying
You
about.
didn't see Spider-Man yet, but you can argue that's another Iron Man villain. Spider-Man is another Iron Man villain.
And this is what I think. I like the counterbalance and the human aspect and
Yeah, for
the
sure.
flaws in the characters.
That's the
'Cause it's
best
not
part
all
of Spider-Man.
Superheroes.
I know you have your criticisms of Spider-Man movies in general, but the best part of Spider-Man, that's why I always tell you, is not Vulture. It's fucking Michael Keaton.
It damn sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know it ain't Vulture.
But it's Michael Keaton. Like whoever the Vulture really
I'm gonna
is,
see.
I don't know who that is. That I just don't know Vulture's name. I'm sorry, but like,
See, nobody does.
but Michael Keaton, like, and like
Oh,
what
so
he
you know
had
the
to,
Vulture's name.
what he had to do, like, you know, like I guess the struggle and that guy's story, and then like how they play it off at the end and make it all come together. Like, yeah, that dude made that movie work. You know what I mean?
All right. Favorite movie? Going back to some quick, easy questions.
Damn, years ago it would have been The Dark Knight. I don't know if I can pick one, dude. I feel like
All right, top just three your most.
I feel like Dark Knight,
Not top movies. Doesn't have to be the best. Just like what you enjoyed. Your
Dark
top
Knight,
movies you enjoyed.
Winter Soldier, like right there with each other, dude. Like
Dark Knight, Winter Soldier.
that. Man, I don't want to say Civil War, but it might be
I knew you.
Civil
I'm waiting
War.
for you. I'm waiting for you to say Civil War.
Civil War.
I'm waiting for you to say it.
because
You know it.
they're doing.
No Wonder Woman.
Nah, because I mean, like, Wonder Woman for the world is probably like finally like the female character, even though, you know, we've had that discussion too.
Yeah,
But
we're
finally,
not
the
gonna go into
female,
this.
if we just isolate it to superheroes, finally the female superhero got a good movie. But her movie is everyone else's movie, you know? she didn't like push the game. Her pushing the game was that it got to be like females doing it. That she's a female, a director was a female, you know. But
You don't think it was a good movie? It was a good
no, it
movie,
is.
though.
But I mean, like the movies I listed before, those were game changers. Like as movies
Okay.
themselves.
Oh,
You know?
okay. All right.
Like
Yeah,
I
for
know
sure.
you love Captain America because you're pro America. You end up, you know, I don't know coincidentally if that anything, but like even you end up actually being in the military, so it's like even more like yeah, Captain America, you know. But like me, like I'd never found that dude sexy. You know, he's a fucking strong dude, like whip the fucking dude. But his movie's so
So
badass.
we're
I'm
gonna
like,
talk about veteran Tom.
but his movie is so like amazing
Jeez.
that I'm like, yo, his movie bodied like the entire Marvel universe, you know. And I'm talking about Winter Soldier, not Civil War, where it's like, well, now it's an all-star team. But I mean, like, it's fucking Winter Soldier, dude. That movie's got like, we always say you can remove all the comic stuff from Winter Soldier, and you still got a little like thriller, espionage, whatever bullshit you want to call it, you know.
Okay. Before I ask you the next, before
Dark
real quick,
Knight too.
that's
We didn't even
just-
talk about. I mean, I mentioned it
It's the
first.
second red flag. You see how he referred to Captain America? Another red flag that he may be working for Hydra.
What do you mean he may be? He currently.
No, you.
I mean, bro, I'd be just like Cap, right? I'm just following his
look, man,
example.
see? You know
I'm just
what I'm
following his example.
saying? So why do you like those? What about those movies gives you what you want from the
I mean,
comic book?
Dark Knight was perfect. You got to see like crazy Joker, you know, right? It was probably the first movie to skip an origin, which is like to me from a movie standpoint is like really brave because at the time that shit wasn't normal, you know. I can't even think of a Marvel movie that skipped an origin outside of Spider-Man because of obvious
What's
reasons.
Joker's? Or oh well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, Joker. So here's the criticism with that new Scorsese, Yeah, by the way, like people talking about Leonardo DiCaprio supposedly playing the Joker in that movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, but so the criticism of that movie is that movie's gonna be a Joker origin story, and even though there's always these implications that like that he might be this guy or he might be that guy, Joe, whatever the fuck, you know. And now as some of the comics even, I think as soon as like just last month, I think one of them confirmed and gave like the Joker like an actual name, maybe because they're getting ready for that movie. Now it would make more sense. But like the traditional story has always been Joker just has no origin, you know? Not that
He is
always
chaos.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and even though he
That
has no
makes sense,
powers,
yeah.
but it was just kind of always accepted. Batman never knew why, and he's always, going through whatever
Well, let's not
issues.
forget when he fell into that vat, like he.
Well, you see, like
Yeah.
that's almost starting. I feel like become like just because the movies need to do stuff. I feel like we're starting to more and more pull from that of all. We're starting to kind of
We're going back to the fell into the chemical pool.
yeah,
and,
like we're starting to pull some of that because
That's happened to a few people. Too.
I know,
People gotta stop.
but I mean, like that wasn't really a thing.
That's
before.
classic comic book.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's classic.
But I
like,
just that wasn't really a thing for him. You know, there was always these ideas of him being the real Red Hood. I guess, because not the one.
And
That,
Tim Burton also made that movie too. So
yeah,
there's,
he's
you know,
crazy.
a
But I
different
mean,
angle.
like,
It almost makes sense that is in there.
but yeah, no, like that movie, like at that time, cinema having a bad guy just appear and just like already being at his maximum capacity and just forcing the issue to the point that even Batman was like, dude, is a fucking clown. Like in that movie is ignoring him. You know what I mean? like until it's too late that you can't ignore him no more, you know? Yeah, and like Batman gets shown in a good light too. And then they have their dramas for both Human and Batman. And we always talk about, sometimes these movies juggle too many villains. Like, they found a way. That's probably one of the few times where the villain has a short amount of time in Two-Face, but it kind of worked perfectly for that story they were telling. You know?
Yeah.
Because you literally got to see him go from, like, trying to always do the right thing to now it's just like you were talking about Batman loses the girl. He lost the girl too, and he threw away all his morals, and didn't care no more.
Same girl.
Yeah, yeah. Like, She must have the good power you, as the Wu-Tang would say, you know. But I
Mm.
mean, I have that on my mind because I've been writing that verse for the
Got
song.
people going crazy in
Yeah,
Gotham.
yeah. But nah, and this brief tangent. But yeah, I was writing. I'm writing the verse for that song, and it's turning into like a little Wu Tang verse. I don't know if it's gonna make sense with your verse, where you're
Mm.
attacking. But anyway, tell you more about that later. But yeah, so I got a lot of Wu on my mind. But yeah, no, man. I mean, and like obviously Heath Ledger dies, but like there was always this implied thing too that Joker would have been around for the third one in some capacity had he not died, you know.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, that
I mean, I
was
think those are probably the best, my favorite, more newer, just overall
the Nolan ones.
superhero movies too. No, The Dark Knight, Winter Soldier, and Civil
Oh,
War.
yeah, yeah,
Those
no,
are the
for
ones I
sure.
like too,
So, but this is what I was
obviously.
saying when you compared it to Wonder Woman. So yeah, Dark Knight is just kind of like masterpiece, and like it's made at the time by an indie director. Like that's not normal either, and and it's the last director to have creative freedom. Though I guess that's about to change now that DC is gonna do continuity movies and then non-continuity movies. We're about to go back to that world again. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like that was the last time too. Like you got to see some original stuff. But then like Winter Soldier, yeah, like kind of prove you can do a real movie, with these comic book characters. And then Civil War shows you what's possible when you smash all these people into each other's movies, and they all play with each other. And there's no fluff villain, Like it's crazy. And it was the only hero story in the year of hero versus hero where Captain America fought Iron Man. Like there was no cop out. Like it was really good, man. They were raising bars in my opinion in that like those movies.
Good story
Yeah.
and good comic book action is all you're asking for.
Yeah, it's not that hard, man. It's not
That's it.
that.
You're right. So, what was I gonna? Oh, okay. So this is gonna be probably gonna touch on a common theme
Hmm.
on in all the episodes, and we have in past podcasts, and it's just the idea something becomes popular, business moves into it, things
Hmm.
change, and it kind of gets to the point where
New skin.
we don't like it anymore,
Yeah.
and it's just turned into something different. And we've
Yeah.
seen this in both music, the games, movies,
What I
in
just mentioned, the
particular.
fact that Scorsese and DiCaprio are gonna do this is probably the beginning of the end. You know?
Is that why do you say that? Just because it's them, or
Because these are people
Leonardo
who
DiCaprio's a good actor.
he's fantastic. He had a good streak of movies and it might still be ongoing. I don't remember his last movie, but yeah, he had a great streak of movies that I
You're just
thought were
saying that
amazing.
just that name is involved. It's in bubble territory now.
Well, because DiCaprio, he's gone on record saying like, yeah, I've always just been waiting for the right, or not waiting for the, but he's like, yeah, I don't really want to do that or be pigeonholed, or like he didn't seem really interested. And then a lot of people were skepticizing, like, because Scorsese's not directing the movie, but he's producing. But like the only reason to have him produce is so you can get DiCaprio, because that's like the 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? That's what they roll together like that.
How much more you think you're gonna get out of it? Like obviously, Infinity War is gonna be super
Oh
dope.
my gosh, I know.
What
I
what are
for
you?
now, I
You think
believe in.
that's it?
I'm a follower of Kevin Feige right now. He has not kind of really overall, not all the Marvel movies are Winter Soldier or Civil War, but I feel like overall, like he's done something that no one's really done, and there's a lot of copies right now, and they're all pretty hilarious. So I think until I see Kevin Feige from the movie standpoint, I believe in him so far. I think even after Infinity War, he might have something up our sleeves that we don't even. It might not be as
Okay,
big on Infinity War, just like Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really raise any eyebrows until we saw it. But I feel like
you're
he's.
still hopeful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still
Everybody
hopeful.
else though, it's over. It's
Okay.
if you ain't I think honestly, I think
So
DC.
outside
Real
of
quick,
outside
I
of
just want to
him,
say this. I think DC even though they're a joke from a movie standpoint, they got magic in Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, and I feel like I was always saying that they should never have even tried to do a shared universe. They should just tell the best stories. Um, the fact that they're gonna do them both at the same time might fuck things up, but I think they should
X-Men.
probably just
Shout
tell
outs.
the best stories. Just fuck the universe. Like it's not working right now. Maybe it will work after this movie, Justice League, who knows? But like I think
They're just not telling the universe story good. That's what it is.
and they
They're just jacking
and
it
they
up.
weren't patient. They wanted to
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
Avengers as quick as possible instead of like,
So
calm down. Like let's just, let's just get there when we get there versus like that looks really cool. We
they
should do
tried to
it too.
copy paste. They
Yeah.
tried to copy paste real quick.
Yeah, like they weren't patient with it at all, and that like now they're kind of paying the price for that. And at least
They
in
lay.
maybe not
They
in
were-
money, but
Yeah, we're at Infinity War with Marvel. That's just
that's
like
insane. Like that
the
should
fact
have
that
never
that
had.
happened
No studio would have
crazy.
ever done that. And the only reason that exists is probably because Disney bought them. But the only reason that exists is that Marvel has kind of a form of control over itself versus WB. This is why you have now two movie streams because DC doesn't have it control over itself. It has Warner Brothers, like, owning them. And they're like,
So
we own properties, we want money, for these properties.
Justice League.
Yo, so that trailer did look good at Comic-Con, but now it's starting to be more interesting. And it's very sad. I always like to preface it because I think people like to forget. And like, look, I just made that song about David, and then like Zack Snyder, as the joke as he might have been, like I believe his daughter killed himself, and that's why he stepped off. But now I feel like Zack Snyder is kind of being written out and kind of being forgotten about, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't return after this. Um, I believe it's already been confirmed that Joss Whedon. So you know who that is? Y'all know? Joss Whedon made Buffy and Angel and that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
For the
yeah.
purposes of this conversation, he is the man who directed Avengers 1 and Avengers Ultron. And then after Ultron kind of got 50-50 marks, they got rid of him. And then DC scooped him up for Batgirl because a lot of people consider him a person who can tell female stories really well. But then Scott, what's his name? Zack Snyder, he left
That's right.
because of the daughter. And they're like, well, we got this guy who already did Avengers. I think he knows how to do mashup stories really good. So they put him in charge. And now it looks like that movie's becoming something different so much that I've heard legally you're not allowed. You can't do co-directors, right? I was learning way too much. I won't even get into why, but what they're gonna do is they're giving him a screenwriting or screenplay credit now, and I've heard that's amazingly difficult to get. So it looks like this movie's becoming something different. I heard Darkseid was in it under Zack Snyder. I heard Darkseid was written out now. I've heard Act 3 has been completely refilmed. That's why you heard the whole Superman mustache thing. So who knows what's gonna happen? I think Joss Whedon is doing the whole.
You think it's going to be a cluster?
I mean, it could be, but he also did Avengers, man. So like that movie. I thought that movie was gonna be a piece of shit in it because I didn't. Those people didn't excite me. So I'm like, I do, but and this is
It's the
kind
most
of
hopeful we've ever heard you. Wow.
this is also a tangent part, but it looks like this is starting to become the norm too now. That the studios are gonna spend money to get whatever they want, whether even like they're gonna piece together the movies. So now you got Zach and Joss. Rogue One, that's one of my favorite movies of recent memory. That movie had like a last minute guy come in. Darth Vader was a last minute add-on scene. They paid some dude, I think like it was like $5 million a week or something to like come in and quote unquote save that movie in like the last month or something. The Han Solo movie, the Han Solo movie was directed by the Lego brothers, the Lego directors. And they were like, this is turning into an improv comedy. This is not what we wanted. They fired them, and now they put the redhead. Can't remember that guy's name. I think he was like a little kid on Happy Days or something. He's like man, why? I don't know. I remember that. But anyway, they put him in there, and Ron Howard. Ron
Because I'm
Howard.
gonna. Okay, yeah. Because I'm gonna remember the kid
I don't know, like, cause I swear he was like a little kid on like some show, like on reruns when we were growing up. But yeah, like it
Anyhow,
looks like these studios, like they're like, look, man, these are all potential. If they're all successful, they're all potential billion-dollar movies. So they're like, we just got to get it right, no matter the cost. You know what I mean? But
so you're hopeful.
I think so. But it's funny because it might be like too little, too late because Warner Brothers already started the we're gonna do separate movies initiative. You know, so
It's gonna be crazy.
yeah. Jared Leto, I heard, wasn't pleased by this. You know, about having to still remain Joker while there's another Joker.
Yeah. It's,
All kinds of shit. Suicide Squad 2 director got announced. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's all kinds of DC, man. I don't know. From the outside looking in, they always seem like a joke, but we'll see.
there was a superhero you could kill off right now forever for good. Who would it be? One from Marvel, one from DC.
Superhero?
Yeah.
God damn. I don't know. We have, like, first off, everyone always comes back, right? I feel
No,
like
this
there's
is
only two
permanent.
people
This
who
is
haven't come
permanent.
back. Isn't
This
like
is
Uncle Ben
permanent.
and Gwen Stacy, like the only two?
This is permanent. Kaiser, you're dead. You're dead.
Oh, I don't. Damn. Morph, right?
What, you're gonna kill Morphle?
I
That's
only
who
say
you
that because it
chose?
felt like he was dead anyway. I was like my favorite person. He died like episode 1, and they don't really bring
He
him back.
gets left, and then he gets killed off. By
I don't know.
Wow.
That's like a tough one.
Poor
Like,
Morph. All right, Morph and DC. Morph.
I don't.
Morph gets killed off.
I don't know. It's a tough one because it's like I don't care. The first name that came to mind is Lobo, but it's like I don't have no reason. You know.
That was my first body in the room was just shoot Lobo in the head and Morph, and that's it. Okay, all right.
An easy cop out would be to kill a Green Lantern because you can just give the ring to someone else.
All these questions are part of Are You a Superhero, Supervillain test quiz that I found online. It's really not. But that last question right there, that's like maxing out the scales that you're probably a supervillain.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. You think? Look, the fact that you didn't immediately know whether being a supervillain was good or bad.
I don't know, man.
Suggests
Magneto
that you might be
seems
a
to live a
supervillain.
a good life, you know.
Very well.
Like, so Magneto, it seemed to work out for Magneto, all right.
Do you think you enjoy this stuff now more? Do you think you enjoy this stuff more now or when you were a kid?
Probably a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, because now I have all these high standards. Like, who knows if that X-Men Saturday morning cartoon came out now? Like, would I even care about it? Or the Batman animated series that we all love, you know?
You don't think it'd still be dope? Yeah, they're stuck
I don't
in
know
that
with
place.
my current mindset if I would care, you know? Because now there's other things.
I don't know that I'd watch them all or anything like that. I'm saying if I happen to catch a quick episode of the old X-Men,
Well, I
I'm
mean-
sure I'd be very satisfied.
No, but what I'm saying, I guess by that, if they were coming out new right now, because I mean they were probably pushing the bar back then, but like now we've all stepped off our game. So would that still be impressive now? Is I guess what I was getting at.
Oh, okay. I got if they were released today.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, like, yeah, now I just like expect too much, and like you were saying before, like comic book stuff is the new skin. So now that everybody uses it, it's nowhere as
It's
good.
getting abused.
Yeah, there's Marvel shows on Hulu, the Runaways. I'd probably never see that. Cloak and Dagger, I'll probably never see that. Oh my gosh, the X-Men shows that are about to drop like this fall,
Chill,
Yeah. Like,
it's getting crazy.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm good.
Other than Civil War, anything that you're seriously looking forward to seeing? Justice League? No?
What you mean, Infinity War?
Infinity War. I said Civil War. I meant Infinity War.
Yeah, I mean, Infinity War is unprecedented. I know you said other
No,
than,
I
but
know
that
that.
just
No,
seems
yeah.
ridiculous. Like on paper, let alone that Thanos is there. Um, yeah, any comic book movie. I mean, even fucking
Okay.
Thor. I mean, Thor. Obviously, they're doing the hodgepodge there too, so Thor looks interesting. Hopefully, it is interesting because I feel like they always look better on trailer, and then the Thors disappoint. Um, he's just a whack hero. I should have killed Thor. I should have
No, 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 no.
like,
Morph's fucking dead because of you. It's too
no,
late.
I would have. You know
Too
what?
late.
You said comic
No,
book, but like for this
kill
from a
more.
cinematic,
Hey, kill
Thor
more.
and
Right.
Hawkeye, they could get clapped up quick. They could get, like from the cinematic universe, yo. Hawkeye
Yeah.
took everybody fucking camping and shit, like or had people. He had fucking Iron Man and Captain America chopping wood. You kidding me? Like Sam Jackson's in a farm and shit. Like what is Hawkeye doing in his team?
And
And he
Morph gets
sucks.
killed.
And he sucks.
Oh,
Hawkeye suffers from Netflix-itis, in which he couldn't do anything cool, like relative to his comic book character. He didn't have um bow of stupidity, because they wanted to do it like be cool and realistic. So he would have like electric bow or just a lot of bows, but he didn't have punching glove or swinging bow or ice bow or poison bow. Like, he didn't have nothing dumb like that. So he
yeah.
just seemed like a waste of. He's just this weird secret agent who like could use guns like my friend Scarlet here or Black Widow, but why? Why would I use a gun when I have these arrows? you know?
True. He never misses though. Isn't that his thing?
But he's never put in position to shine like that. Like, I mean, even in Ultron, like Quicksilver takes like a bullet from him. Like he's like, it's a bitch, dude. Like it's just like.
And so he never misses. He didn't say I don't get hit
Well,
by
he's never had an
bullets.
opportunity to shoot someone that matters. That like off the top of my head right now, like he's just never. Like Will Smith has the same never misses things, but he was put in positions to get over. And Hawkeye, I mean, granted, Will Smith was one of the main people in that
So
movie,
you want
but
Hawkeye in the dirt next to Morph?
like he's kind of ass. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I heard in Avengers 4, whatever is after Infinity War, they're already hinting at him becoming Ronin, which is like some samurai version of Hawkeye or something. I don't know. So
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with
Things
that.
are things are getting crazy.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't-
much. Pretty much.
Do you, think, do you ever think you'll? And I think this will be. Close it up. I've been talking for a little bit. Do you ever think you'll put this stuff down? Do you think this will just be?
I'm debating right now
Oh man.
whether to even watch like Flash, League of Legends, Supergirl this fall because it's about to start right now in like a month, and that
You
might
still-
be because of.
Infinity War. So, do you ever? I mean, like, period. Do you ever think?
Oh,
To
until the
point-
movies fail, no. But the TV shows, like I said, they're starting to go down. So I'm debating like, is it even worth it to watch these shows? Like,
They're just bad shows.
I mean, they're like, yeah, they're just kind of like you. It's the same whether you watch it or not. Like they're not pushing it no more as it
Okay.
once was.
So it's open for now because you don't really.
And it might be like, yo, I'm in a pace in my life where like, yo, I need to fix my fucking life right now. So it's just like,
Very well.
maybe I don't need to be watching every fucking hero show that's kind of average, You know. I didn't even get
Gotcha.
to make fun of Gotham where they have fucking Bruce Wayne in this plastic Batman suit that I sent you a picture of. Batman is about to get disgraced right now, yo.
Yeah, I don't want to see no dude.
Did you remember that picture with like his little kid in like
Oh yeah,
a dummy outfit or something?
Yeah.
Batman rolling over his grave, dude. They're gonna tarnish the name of Batman on that show.
Things are getting out of control. Huh?
Yo, someone told me the origin of Poison Ivy on that show. Keep in mind, I've never seen it, but like she was a little girl because Bruce Wayne's a little girl, so everybody's kind of like kitty. It's not every, but then they started bringing in kind of adult people. So I think to make Poison Ivy, like whatever chemical bullshit happens to her, and a new actress emerged, but like an adult, sexy kind of girl. like, so she literally became a different human being on that show.
Those chemicals in
Yeah.
those vats, man. We need like stricter regulations and inspections on this stuff. Several people have turned into catastrophes because of these vats of chemicals.
Yeah.
It's just left open overnight,
Stop doing it. Jamie Foxx is the worst example of that story.
Yeah.
And you saw that, right? Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I know.
That was the worst one because it's made in the modern era and it just has a really bad, like, corny way. He's a nerd who can't fend for himself and he's in the building alone, like, fucking climbing, like, rails and shit. For God knows why, He fell into, like, an electric eel, like
we're not.
He fell into an electric eel pool or some shit. Why do you even have that? Like, why do you even... Yo, that movie had goblinitis, too. That movie's amazing. That's a trill movie. That's a trill movie.
Just stop. Anyway, final question. Where does comic book universe hero stuff rank in the pillars of boosh? And the pillars being...
What does that mean?
They're like the elements of hip-hop, but it's like the pillars of boosh. We got
like how important is it to me?
Music. Where does it rank? Yeah, where does it rank on the...
I don't make it.
Life isn't
it can't be high. It can't be high. Like,
it's not high? It's
because I don't make it. Yeah, like I've always had this idea of, I don't have my passport yet, but going to Vancouver and working on the show Flash itself,
Okay.
But I don't...
You're not creating part of it.
So it's not. Yeah, like it's just entertainment.
And where is it in terms of leisure things?
It's pretty high because I can't watch if it's not like interviews of people like or who are fucking badasses and are kind of embarrassing me in life. I almost can't watch it now. Like, so that's one of the few normal shows I can watch is the hero show.
All right. Any final thoughts, words to the people?
Are we doing Song of the Week for this or no?
No, this is not Song of the Week.
It's not Song of the Week. Go hear LCD Sound System like I used to. That song's badass. But
wow.
Still forced it in there.
It's not funny.
What is a final word?
Other than we know that you'd like Batman to be a Terminator. You may or may not be working for Hydra.
Captain America works for Hydra. Never forget. Golden suit and everything.
Repeats Hydra rhetoric constantly. Other than that, do you have any other thoughts? That's my interpretation of this interview, folks.
I mean, I feel like I originally liked...
fascist supervillain.
Can you hear me? Just so I don't talk lately.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel like I probably like all this stuff because it's probably that whole thing of I liked it when I was a kid. And when it first started being made into movies, I mean, we were kids too, but what I mean by that is like when it was Nolan, I guess, was the first to make it and like, oh, it doesn't have to suck. You know what I mean? Like, and now we're in an era where it doesn't have to suck. So I think that's why I like them a lot. But now that we're going to the next era where like that's all you get is all his comic book stuff and nothing else, it's kind of starting to be like not as fun anymore,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As is the case with some of the other pillars.
Yeah.
Probably here. Well, that's it. Episode, part 1. Got to hear some things you already heard, maybe some other things, but as I expose Boosh for the fascist dictator, supervillain that he is, you'll get to hear these next 5 episodes. Next one's going to be gaming, so stay tuned.
It's perfect time to have it after I've sold all my systems and don't play.
I know. I was going to say we're probably
and you barely play it, if at all.
Both very far removed from games,
but it was a big part of our life. That's probably
still there.
That's probably
I'd like to.
One of the original reasons why we've even bonded, in the beginning.
That's true. That's true. So I think it's a worthy pillar. It's something
I literally only
follow.
bought a PlayStation 3. These are facts. Like, just to play you in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason I bought it, which is fucking retarded, maybe. But
And we played games up until fairly recently too.
yeah, Street Fighter 5 killed it. Shout out to Capcom. Like literally killed our gaming careers.
Yeah, other things are going on too, but yeah, they kind
No,
of.
yeah, but I bet you
That
Street
was the
Fighter
crux
5
for
didn't
us, though.
suck. I
We were
bet
just
you we
like-
would have kept playing.
No, exactly. I think that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for us. And we're just like, all right, that's kind of it. But that's it. Stay tuned for episode 2, Inside the Mind of Boosh. We'll talk about gaming. Other than that, that's it. As usual, should I say something like, I don't care if you enjoyed it? Like, no.
No, you have the whole whatever speech.
This week, I'd like to take some time out to not say the usual outro that I say and say something a little bit different. Hope you enjoyed the show. And that's it. And we just hope you enjoyed the show. Right? You like that one? No?
Boom, boom, boom. I was trying to find that
Bum,
song.
bum, bum.
The classical music like from that ad you made.
Yeah, we need, yeah. And now a word from our sponsors. Like music? Listen to Hail Bruce now.
There you go.
All right. That's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah, steak and potatoes.
Dude.
Nah, let me stop. To Whitestone to see a classic movie to be, but too young were we for Bruce Willis stories. Still your best, some nice stories. Sixth Sense was the movie, but as kids it was poopy. We all young, so we don't pay rent. Means extra money to spend. That being said, we too cheap to take a bus. We walk over there, we don't give a fuck. Can't remember if we got food or not. All I remember during the movie was the drop. Bruce Willis talking about he dead on Earth. Me on the floor like, man, my butt hurts. My seat breaks during the dead man's epiphany. I'm like, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Ghetto ass theater don't got seats that work. But this pain I feel right now, 100 times that hurt.